What if the way you feel right now, the fatigue, the stiff joints, the brain fog, isn't just getting older? What if your body is actually aging faster than it should be? And it's been sending you warning signals for years that most people completely miss. Here's what nobody tells you. Biological age and chronological age are not the same thing. You've seen it yourself. Two people, same age. One looks and moves like they're in their 40s. The other seems a decade older than they should be. That gap isn't random. It isn't luck. And it isn't just genetics. It is the measurable result of specific biological processes happening inside your cells right now. Processes that are either being accelerated or protected against by how you live every single day. Today, I'm going to walk you through 6 early warning signs that your body is aging faster than it should. Not the dramatic end-stage stuff. The subtle signals, the ones most people notice, misattribute to something else, and quietly file away. Because here's the truth. These signs appear early. That means the window to do something about it is still open. Sign number 1. Your grip strength is quietly declining. This one surprises people, but grip strength is one of the most robustly validated biomarkers of biological age in all of medical literature. Research published in the British Medical Journal, drawing on data from over 100,000 individuals, found that grip strength was a stronger predictor of cardiovascular mortality than systolic blood pressure. Think about that for a second. Why? Because grip strength reflects your overall skeletal muscle mass and function. And muscle loss, what scientists call sarcopenia, is a direct marker of mitochondrial health, hormonal environment, and your body's systemic inflammatory load. If you've noticed that jars are harder to open, that carrying groceries feels heavier, or that your hands tire faster than they used to, don't brush it off. That's not just inconvenience. That's your body telling you something important. The good news? Muscle responds to challenge at any age. Targeted resistance training, even just 2 sessions a week, can reverse this trend. Your body is not done. It's waiting to be asked. Sign number 2. You're tired, even after a full night's sleep. Not the tiredness that follows a hard day. Not the kind that a good weekend fixes. We're talking about fatigue that is present most of the time. Fatigue that has become your baseline. The kind where you wake up and already feel like you're running on half a tank. This is one of the primary signs of mitochondrial dysfunction. Your mitochondria are the tiny power plants inside every cell. They convert nutrients and oxygen into the energy your body runs on. When they start declining, your cells are operating on a reduced energy budget. And the subjective experience of that deficit is exactly what you're feeling. Persistent, unexplained exhaustion. Chronic inactivity, poor metabolic health, and sustained inflammation all accelerate this decline. But here's what's powerful. Regular aerobic exercise is one of the most potent stimuli for mitochondrial regeneration available. It literally increases the number of mitochondria per cell. You don't need to run marathons. You need consistent, purposeful movement. And that starts today. Sign number 3. Small cuts and bruises. Take forever to heal. Here's one most people never connect to aging. How fast does your skin heal? The rate at which a minor wound, a small cut, a graze, a bruise, heals reflects the capacity of your tissue stem cells to divide and regenerate. It reflects the quality of your collagen production and the efficiency of your inflammatory response. All 3 of these are directly influenced by biological age. Slower healing reflects a combination of telomere shortening in skin stem cells, reduced growth factor signaling, and elevated baseline inflammation that impairs the coordinated repair response your body needs. If you've noticed that bruises linger longer than they used to, or that small cuts seem to take weeks instead of days, that's a biological aging signal worth paying attention to. It's easy to observe, and it's consistently underappreciated. Sign number 4. Your belly is growing without explanation. You haven't changed what you eat. You're not living differently, but your waistline is quietly expanding. This is not just a cosmetic issue. Visceral fat, the fat stored around your abdominal organs, is an endocrinologically active tissue. It produces inflammatory cytokines, disrupts insulin signaling, and directly drives the aging process at the cellular level. Its accumulation is accelerated by declining sex hormone levels, by cortisol elevation from chronic stress, and by the insulin resistance that comes with metabolic dysfunction. An increase in abdominal circumference without a meaningful change in diet or activity is a reliable early signal of metabolic aging. Now, right here, in the middle of this video, I want to mention something. If you're recognizing these signs in yourself, you're probably already thinking, what can I actually do about this? One of the most powerful things you can do is support your mitochondria directly. Because as we've covered, mitochondrial decline is at the root of nearly every sign we're discussing. There's a supplement called Advanced Mitochondrial Formula by Advanced Bionutritionals, formulated by Dr. Frank Schallenberger, a 77-year-old physician who still bikes around Lake Tahoe, backpacks the Sierra Mountains, and sees patients full-time. It contains 10 research-backed nutrients specifically targeting mitochondrial health, including niacinamide to boost NAD levels, D-ribose to fuel cellular energy production, PQQ, which actually signals your brain to create new mitochondria, and CoQ10 to optimize mitochondrial function. Many users report noticing more energy within the first week. Link is in the description. For now, let's keep going, because signs 5 and 6 are ones most people completely overlook. Sign number 5, your mind feels slower than it used to. You're searching for a word that used to come instantly. You walk into a room and forget why. Concentration requires more effort than it once did. These are early neurological aging signals, and they're more significant than most people realize. They reflect reduced cerebral blood flow driven by early endothelial dysfunction. They reflect impaired lymphatic clearance from deteriorating sleep quality. They reflect neuroinflammation driven by the same chronic low-grade inflammation that's accelerating aging throughout the rest of your body. Research published in Neurology has directly linked elevated inflammatory markers in midlife to accelerated cognitive decline in later years. Here's what's remarkable, though. Research published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that regular aerobic exercise increased hippocampal volume, the memory center of the brain, by 2% in older adults. Not slowing the loss, reversing it. Your brain is not fixed, it is responsive. And the choices you make right now are writing the story of your cognitive future. Sign number 6, you're stiff. Every morning, and it takes a while to get going. Prolonged morning joint stiffness, lasting more than 15 to 20 minutes after waking, is a connective tissue aging signal that most people simply accept as normal. It isn't. It reflects cartilage changes, declining synovial fluid quality, and the low-grade joint inflammation associated with systemic inflammaging, the chronic, persistent inflammation that underlies accelerated biological aging. Cartilage has limited regenerative capacity, and its integrity depends heavily on collagen synthesis and stem cell function, both of which are directly affected by telomere shortening. When morning stiffness becomes a consistent feature, particularly across multiple joints, your body is communicating that the biological aging rate in your connective tissue is elevated. The intervention: targeted movement, the kind that builds strength through controlled joint-friendly loading. Not aggressive, not high impact. Smart, consistent, purposeful movement that works with your biology after 50. What to do now? Here's what I want you to take from today. If you recognized 3, 4, or even 5 of these signs in yourself, the appropriate response is not alarm. It is attention. These signs are early. That is the entire point. They appear before the underlying processes have caused irreversible damage. They appear in the window when the biological aging rate is still highly modifiable. The research is clear. People who respond to these early signals, who address the mechanisms rather than normalizing the symptoms, have a genuinely different biological trajectory than those who don't. Start with movement. Protect your sleep. Reduce your inflammatory load through what you eat. And manage chronic stress. Not eliminate it, but regulate it. And if you want to give your mitochondria direct nutritional support, the kind that addresses the root of fatigue, brain fog, slow recovery, and cellular energy decline, I'd encourage you to look into Advanced Mitochondrial Formula by Advanced Bionutritionals. Dr. Schallenberger designed it specifically around the nutrients your mitochondria need to produce energy efficiently. The link is in the description below. Your body sent you here today for a reason. These signs are not a sentence. They are a signal, and now you know how to read them. If this video gave you clarity, or even just one moment of, "I didn't know that," please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit subscribe so you never miss our science-based, senior-friendly wellness content. And leave a comment below. Which of these 6 signs surprised you the most? We read everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Stay strong.